Hello, my name is Latifa Abdullah. Welcome to Professional Net TV. I'm your host for today. Professional Net is a members-only platform where professionals gather to share and exchange information. Today we will discuss how we bring value, how we add value to others, both personally and professionally. So let's meet our guest today.
Hi, I am Dr. Brenda White. I am a doctor of divinity, and I am a nutritarian, an author, and a speaker. I have 3 wonderful grown children, and I've been in Oakland for about the past 4 years.
Hi, my name is Sandra Conway. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm here to talk and listen to other ladies to what they're saying, and it's going to be good. I am a mother. I have 1 daughter, and I have actually now a grandmother. A little surprised, but she's a sweetie. And now my next is to go on to do some. It's time for me to do my book. I've been wasting my time for 3 months, 3 years almost now. So it's time to go. This is going to be really good to talk to everyone. You ladies sound so dynamic, and I'm excited. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
I am a community servant. I am an insurance broker, coming into my 4th year, a mother and a grandmother.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today. So our topic, adding value. So let's jump into our topic. So tell me, there's a lot going on in the marketplace. We see a lot of things going on. So tell me, when someone says add value, what does that mean to you personally? What does that look like to you?
When I hear the words added value, I immediately think of a problem that needs to be solved. And in my line of work, I run into a lot of people that have different diseases. And so the value that I add is giving correct information. Okay. And then when I add value to it, that's going over and above. So what I do is give them access to me via email, social media, and telephone. I talk to a lot of clients, so that's the value that I add to my services.
Okay, great.
Thank you. As being around and growing up and going to school, I want to make sure I went to college to make sure my next move will be, I was going to be a teacher.
Okay.
I was going to be a teacher. But at the time, they kind of put the teachers away for a while, and I kind of was disappointed. So I started to work for Hewlett Packard, and what came out was technical work. Okay. And that was very good to learn that, and now I'm going to get back into it and what I've done. I am ready to go, and it's about that time. And I also want to learn a lot more about what my life will be. How's it going? Do I want to do some very exciting things, especially for women all over, and especially women of color. And they're very dynamic. If you get down and talk with them and listen to them, I say, okay, here, come here, do this week, come help me and do all this. So I continue to do that, and it's something I want to do when I start this book. And I promise to write this book, and it's about just power and how we as women really do what we do. We take care of things, we care about how we do it, and we write, and we're serious. We really are. And we're not going to try to play on anything. We want to get it right. So that's where I'm going.
Okay.
And I find that very interesting because for me in my line of work as a business owner and broker, my entire process has been service and how to help people understand why it's important. What is insurance and why it's important? But the way to add value is to show up in a communal way and say, this is why I do what I do. Because of being of service, I want you to know who I am, how I work with people, how I interact in my community, and why it's important, why are you important. And then we look at, for me as a service person, my family, my whole family, my mother and my grandmother, that's what I know to do. And I learned just recently, I came from a line of teachers, so I thought that makes sense.
Okay.
And that's why I do what I do. It's hard work, but it's good work.
Okay.
When I put my feet on the ground, I know that there is a mission. Okay. There's an educational mission, there's an opportunity of service, there's an opportunity to, my passion is to train youth. about 7,000 youth between 94 and 2007.
Nice.
And I'm very pleased about that because that's our fervor. That's what's going to move us to the next generation by being in the next generation, with the next generation.
Okay, okay. Excellence, ladies. I love excellence. So let's get into the topic of excellence. So tell me how you define excellence, and how would you say that excellence fares in the equation of adding value?
When I think of the word excellence, I think excellent is an action word.
Okay.
It means excelling, going beyond. It's kind of like when you start a job and they give you a job description, and you take that job description and you work within the boundaries of the job description, and you do a fantastic job. Doing that, you have met the qualification, but you have not excelled. When you get that person that goes beyond the boundaries of the job description and sees something else that needs to be done, stretch, move, and grow, then you reach excellence. And I think that it ties into value, because if you have stretched yourself to strive for excellence, then you can also then come up with the idea of the perfect value that you can combine with that to for your project or for relationships. So I kind of think they go hand in hand.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I think the power of women is just phenomenal. It's just absolutely things that I have learned, what I have taught about, or if I have them give me some information. And of course, my mother was the one who was just right there for us and lead us through. She had made her transition, but I still feel her from head to toe.
Yes.
And from there, I know is my ability to stay a woman, proud and ready to go. We are dynamic. That's how we are. That's what's going to be. And with my daughter, with my, it's just good to be good with women. And I don't really like, some women get real negative. You don't have to be negative. You can be powerful. You can, and I enjoy it. I just talk to people, and we do things together. We're making things to get done, and it's going to be positive. I keep saying positive because we can. And I want to see it, and it's going to be fun. It's fun, by the way. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
My idea of excellence is much what you stated. As women, we do so many things, and we make it look easy, and then you step in, and there's too many things to do. I work with an office full of men, and they're always thinking I'm doing too much. I says, no, I'm doing what's necessary. And every time, I love my people that I work with. And he says, Dawn, you're ahead of us. I says, because I'm leading you. I must stay ahead of you. And that is what excellence is. You have to know how to lead up. You have to understand really what that means. Being a business owner, you have to be ahead of the people that you're training, ahead of the people that you're leading, and ahead of yourself sometimes so that you can see where you're going.
Nice, nice. Okay, so we have excellence in the marketplace. We add value in the marketplace, and I believe that brings substance, because a lot of times there's a lot of fluff and there's a lot of smoke, but there's no substance. So the next thing that we want to look at is relationships. Relationships are very important. So I want to ask you, Zandra, when we look at relationships, how important is building relationships when it comes to adding value?
I think that for me, it's about having good conversations, talking well, and moving on so we can get through it, even if we run into problems with each other. And the key is, let's talk about it a little bit more. Let's take our time and breathe through that. So this is something that I really care about. And because there are too many women, especially women, black women, or too many black women who are making decisions that they're making the bad ones. So sometimes they want to, I need to get a husband. And okay, that's nice. That really is. But you have to say, well, what's nice for me in here, and taking it. So And I want them to understand if you want to be married, that's fine. But let's learn who you are and be strong about it.
Yes.
Because that way we can go through it. We can take care of our husbands. We can take care of ourselves. We can take care of our children, our friends, and and it works off really well for me.
Don? Relationships.
Oh, relationships are critical. Relationships are, I'm what they call a connector.
Yes.
That's what I do. And I take very, 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 very high expectations, and I hold that very close, because when you know people, they know you, they feel that they can come to you. I've actually had challenges with my clients because they don't want to meet my team. They won't return their call. Because the relationship,
Yes.
they know me, they know how I work, they've already become accustomed to me, they do not want to meet my team. And I thought, wow, of course you would want more help. They're like, we just want Dawn. And that is amazing, absolutely amazing. And the work that I've done to do that is just being available. Having real conversations,
Yes.
having the hard conversations
Yes.
with some integrity, and letting them know that these are our choices. You tell me how you want to proceed, and then we'll do that. Well, doing with those expectations, and them knowing who I am, because I do community service. If they call me, I come. If they need a referral, I get it for them. You know, and in my first year, I would tell people straight up front, if I'm not the person for the job, I'll introduce you to someone who is. The need needs to be met. It's a need. It's not a want. And people aren't widgets. So I make sure that people understand, well, the reason that I'm busy is because I'm not answering my phone because I'm present with the person that I'm with.
Yes.
And that's really important. People need to be acknowledged. They need to be understood. And most of all, they need to be respected.
Yes.
And when they can feel that, that builds that relationship. They have an expectation that, nobody's going to do it like you, which I'm trying to work on.
Well, that's interesting, because people do business and they like to be surrounded by people that they know, like, and trust. So, again, that comes with building relationships. Give me your take on relationships.
Yeah, I think building the relationship is the first step
Yes.
in building value.
Okay.
Because like you said, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And that entails meeting people on a one-on-one basis, getting to know them, getting to know their families, their likes, just like, what are your goals? And that way, the two of you, through that two-way communication, you understand each other. And then you can ask them, what can I do to help you move your business forward, and vice versa.
Okay.
Because really, it's always a two-way communications when you're building that relationship.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so we have both the company and we have the business and we have the personal. So a lot of times I've noticed that companies, they offer incentives to bring in new customers, and sometimes they don't offer an incentive to keep the existing customer. So, and we can be even guilty of that in our personal relationships. So what are some of the steps that we can take to avoid just kind of taking for granted the existing relationships, whether personal or business? Zandra?
Just a good thought. I was just got finished thinking about it right before that, what you just said. Delta, I'm a Delta. And what happened, it was our 100th year, and it was in Washington, D.C. And the ones that were the presidents, the lucky people, they got a chance to sit down and talk to President Obama. And what, with them talking to them and very professional, it gives a message to women that we were powerful. I may not have been there, but they have been there. And he sat there and just listened to them. He didn't, dismiss them. He didn't say anything else, because he could sense that these women know what they're talking about, and they're fine. I think also it gave a lot of other people that I knew, especially young girls that are in their teens, they said, was he really talking to him? Yes. And they said, okay, this is what we have to do. They need to see, these young people need to see us as adults, that we can offer a lot of information for you, and you can do it. I can listen to them, and they'll talk to me, and we'll talk to them. And I really like the ones that are going to school, you know, or just so they can get up and going and see where they want to go. They may be the president one day.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Done.
Relationship.
So we're asking, what steps can we take to avoid dismissing or taking for granted existing relationships?
Picking up the phone.
Okay.
Simple. Pick up the phone, give people a call. How you doing? Without anything attached to it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, how are you? What? And people are taken aback when no, I didn't call I just wanted to see how you were doing. Oh, they're surprised.
Yeah.
And they go, you sure you don't want anything? I just got what I called for. Keeping it simple.
Yes.
Those relationships are so fragile. And people, especially in the business of people, we need to be very genuine.
Yes.
I'm now recruiting my team, and the recruiting director, who's paid by the company, she says, I don't know what you're saying to them, but they like you. But the difference between she and I is, I have skin in the game because I'm recruiting my team. She works for the company she's recruiting. So there's a connection that happens when you have skin in the game, or when you really genuinely want to connect with people. They feel it.
Yes.
They know it. And you can't hide that. So when you pick up the phone and I said, well, tell me, what is it that you want to do with your career? I open up the conversation because I really want to know what they want to do. And if I can't get that on the phone, then I go meet with them in person.
Okay.
And that's what builds the relationship. And most of the time they say, I'm not really wanting to do that, but I know somebody I can introduce you to. So I've gotten the trust, because the trust is what you get when you put yourself in a position to receive.
Nice. Nice. Okay, Dr. White.
Yeah, I think that you have to not take people for granted, you know, and especially the people that we live with and who are in our homes. You know, if everybody in the house has a television and a phone and everybody's in their room, then you can't observe what's going on. And there's no way you can really add value. So I would say that you must be present. You must be present. I know I got a valued customer card from my cable company, because I don't have any of the premium channels. And so they offered me 45 days of free movie channels. And I thought, hey, this is really cool. This is really cool. And I knew that they would try to come back and sell that channel to me.
Right.
But just the fact that they offered it to me, you know, so that builds brand loyalty. And then plus another added value I saw in it is that after the 45 days are over, they're going to come and just automatically remove it without charging me. You know, a lot of companies, you have to call them, or they keep calling you. So I would just say, just be present and don't take your loved ones or your customers for granted. You know, take account of what you have and be thankful for that.
Yes.
And then do whatever you can to add value to those customers, in particular your family.
Nice. Social networking. A couple of years ago, I was really new to social networking, and so I was just kind of testing out different things. And so, you know, I would accepted someone was following me on Twitter, and I was kind of irritated because I kept getting this like direct message, and it was like seemed like several times a day, and they kept saying, well, we can give you a quote for this week. I was like, I don't know you, who are you, you know? So when it comes to social networking, and I see that you can basically have a conversation on social networking. So now that I know a little bit more about it, but you know, even though I didn't know much, I knew that was irritating. I didn't like that, so I had to say, okay, no, I don't want that person to follow me. I just block the person. But when it comes to social networking, tell me, how do you add value, Dr. White? Or are you, you're present on that.
Yeah, I'm learning social network. I have not conquered it the way I intend to conquer it. But the way you add value is that you, number one, poke people. They've got this little, like on Facebook, they got this little feature it's called poke. And every now and then somebody will poke you, and it feels good. And also to like other people's posts. I would say always make sure that you're posting relevant content, and usually that's what I do.
Okay. Miss Sandra.
Yes, and Latifa, when you were talking, the same thing you were about to say, social networking. She beat me to it. So you brought it up, and it is a very important thing to do, because I think people give a chance to go through their brains and decide, how am I going to do this? How am I going to, which direction should it go? And there's a lot of value to that. And it's nothing that some people say, isn't it kind of complex? You got to keep using this, you got to keep doing that. No, you have to do all that. You just learn things for yourself, you learn it through people, your own project that you want inside. So it's a great to communicate, and it's going to go for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not hard, and I really want people to keep going with it. My daughter, who's 23, she's 24. Yeah, and she learns the thing too. And you can get things going. You can start projects. You can start, maybe moving to a new house, or there's a lot of things you can do with social networking, and it works well for me. And I think it works well for a lot of people. Of course it doesn't. I'm looking at 3 right now, and that can take care of that.
Okay.
I am a social media queen. I call people and I'd say, Dawn, I already know what you do. I know who you are. But social media is critical. And what I do and how I communicate on social media is I read Wall Street and all of those things, and I figure out what the pain is. Where are the normal people? What information do they need? And then I post it. I haven't posted as much as I used to post because I've been transitioning and building my team, so I'm back now for the last 6 months. But I usually post articles 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes 6 times. And in that, the articles are relevant to what's at top of mind. For the last couple of years, I've been posting on different aspects of healthcare reform and how to work with it, different aspects of who to talk to, how to talk to them, where the information is, and then why is this wrong? Why don't we like it? So I go both ways.
Okay. That sparks conversation.
I was just going to add another thing. When I first got on social media, you've got Twitter, you've got Facebook. You've got LinkedIn, you've got all of these social networks, then you've got your website.
Right.
So my problem was, how do I only want to type this one time, and I want all my media outlets to get it, so how do I do that? And my daughter was working for this company called Hootsuite. And Hootsuite gives you that capability to go in and type up one message, and then you can direct it to all of your social media, and they all gets it.
Exactly.
That is such a nice feature.
That is a nice feature. And I think the thing, as long as we can keep it personal, as I came out of corporate America, so initially when it came to social media, I was used to like the business writing, but I noticed in social media it's a lot more conversational. So even in using something like Hootsuite, it's still like having a conversation, but that's like you can do a lot with that. Just one time, and it goes everywhere.
Love consistency.
Yes, definitely. So tell me, if you could share, Dr. White, one lesson you've learned from family and personal relationships on the importance of adding value.
Yeah. I think in a relationship, the most important thing that you can have is communication. And I have found that without that communication, a lot gets lost. And also, I've also found that the need to make sure that all my conversations are going two-way, that you don't have one person giving and the other person not,
Okay.
because it'll die. So it's very important to stay in touch, stay in tune, communicate, make sure that you're doing your part to keep the relationship going.
Okay. Sandra?
I think it's also very important is for our health.
Okay.
We really need to wake up in the morning and take a walk around, walk a mile or something like that, and knowing how we eat and how, you know, the fried food and all that. It catches up with us, and our high blood pressure and all those pills you have to keep saying. It was like we really just need to wake up in the morning, walk around and do what we have to do. Stay away from a lot of Pepsi, which I love Coca-Cola. so it's important to really know our health inside and really make sure you do it. And I have this a nice, cute little girl. She's no, she's not a girl. She's more of a teenager. And she's getting ready to go to school, and I said, you know, how do you eat? You know, her weight. And I said, you really need to think about your health. And she was thinking about it. And then about 2 days later, that's exactly what she did. She started doing that. She said, I'm going to start walking around. I'm going to eat. And then from there, I think that's what we really need to keep our eyes on, that stuff.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap it up, ladies. I thank you so much for coming on the show today. And hopefully we've offered the audience something that they can take with them as with regard to adding value both on the professional front, the personal front, and the social networking. Do we have like a final thought, Don?
Well, my final thought would be to the audience to really think about connecting. And don't get stuck in social media. The social media is the first step to connection. The next step is to actually meet people. Come out and meet people. That would be something that I'd want people to take away from this.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.